Today, we're going to be looking at the apps that you need to make the most success out of being a delivery driver. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Tyler from the Rideshare Guy. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the apps that will help you make the most success and ultimately the most money when it comes to delivery driving. So let's get started. So first, we have apps that help you to keep track of expenses, things like mileage, or if you're keeping track of meals or whatever the case may be when you're out on the road, picking up the deliveries, whether that's delivering food as restaurants or delivering groceries. We make sure that you have something to keep track of the most important thing, which is miles. So we have the apps Stride, Gridwise, and QuickBooks that we recommend for each of them. They all have different ways of tracking your mileage. They're also able to help you when it comes time for tax time. Stride has everything that can upload and help you with TurboTax. Gridwise has a lot of features as well, and QuickBooks keeps track of not just your miles but also other expenses. So they all work in different ways and do different things. But the number one thing that we like to use them for is keeping track of your miles. Me personally, I use Gridwise all the time. It's simple. You turn it on when you start driving, you turn it off when you're done, and it keeps track of all the miles in between. If you can manually enter the information, or you can connect it to your delivery app, whether that's Uber Eats or Instacart, whatever the case may be, and you are able to have that automatically upload so that all of the money that you've made and the mileage and all that is already done for you. So I personally use Gridwise, but these other apps are great as well. Next, we have our navigation apps. Now, each of the apps, Uber, Instacart, they have their own navigation built in, but I like to have, number one, have a backup in case those aren't working, but number two, I typically use Waze anyway, because I think that it's a better app and keeps track of the traffic, and if you need to go around something, much better. So Google Maps and Waze are both great navigation apps. They help you. You can use them instead of the app itself, which I personally recommend doing. The app works pretty good, but more than likely, these two apps are going to work even better. If you're an iPhone user like me, I don't recommend that you use Apple Maps because I don't think that works well at all. But I would use and do use either Google Navigation or Waze when I'm traveling around. Now, next we have some apps that help you to make even more money, or at least keep some of the money that you're spending while you're out making those deliveries. So number one, we have Get Upside, which helps you that gives you money back when you purchase gas. So you're able to use that app, tell it which gas station you're at, look in your area, and you get that money back almost right away. It usually takes about a day or two for you to get that money back, but it goes in. When you want the actual cash from the app, you can have it go to your PayPal account. It works great, really easy. Between my wife and I, we have got over $100 back using Get Upside. Another app that we like to use is Shopkick while we're out and about. Now, especially if you're delivering for Instacart or another grocery service like Corner Shop, you're actually going into stores. So sometimes just walking into a store, turning the Shopkick app open will give you a couple of Shopkicks, which eventually you can cash in for gift cards. And if you're in the store anyway, then it takes no additional time to get that. Also a great way if you're waiting for a delivery pickup and you're in a parking lot somewhere, you might as well drive by and get some of those kicks as well. My wife personally loves doing this. I think sometimes it's the only reason she goes out and does delivery, so that she can get Shopkicks. But it is something that she likes to do and has been able to make some money that way. And then finally, one that makes some extra money is Google Rewards. I've been using this for years, have made literally hundreds of dollars from it. It just runs in the background. Whenever you go into a store, it keeps track of it, and then every so often a survey will come up. You answer a few questions, and you get between 10 cents. I've gotten all the way up to $1 for a survey before. If you're a Apple user, every time you reach $2, then that money will be automatically deposited into your PayPal account. If you're an Android user, then it just stays in your Google Play Store and you're able to use that. I personally saved up for about a year and bought an entire TV series, my favorite TV series of all time. I bought the whole thing for $100 just using Google Rewards. So it definitely adds up. It does take time, But this is something, if you're out anyway, you're going to get these rewards that pop up. Ask how this store was. Even if you didn't buy anything, you just say I entered but didn't buy, you still get 10 cents of a reward. So it gives you money on a regular basis. So definitely an app you want to use. And then next, we have apps that help us to save money while we're purchasing our regular coffee run. So things like our Starbucks app or Dunkin' Donuts, depending on what you prefer. Make sure you use those, are getting the rewards from them, because as we're out there driving, we get tired, we want a cup of coffee, we stop and take a little break, and this saves us a little bit of money. We're able to get free drinks on a regular basis. So make sure whatever your favorite coffee place is, or wherever your break spot is, whether it's a convenience store like a Wawa, whatever the case may be, just have their app so that you're not just spending money, but you're able to get rewards as well. And then finally, my favorite part about delivery driving is that I don't have passengers and I can listen to whatever I want in the car while I'm driving. So for me, I love listening to audiobooks and podcasts. So I have used, when I had an Android phone, I used Podcast Addict and Audible for my two apps that I use all the time. Now I use Pocket Cast. I've switched to an iPhone, so I have that as well as Audible that I continue to use. So those are great apps that you want to use if you're listening to podcasts or audiobooks. Another one would be Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. And then finally, if you're just wanting to listen to music, which is fine if you want to just jam out while you're driving around, you have Pandora that comes usually if you're an Uber Eats driver, you can get free Pandora. You also have YouTube Music, which is one that I use, as well as Spotify. So those are some great apps that help you when you're out delivering, make it a lot easier, make the day go by quicker. So those are the apps that help me when it comes to delivery driving, to make more money, enjoy my time, make it go by quicker. Please, if I missed any or you know of any others, leave them in the comments below. We read every single one. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We have a new episode that comes out every single week, and we appreciate all of you, and stay safe out there, everyone.